How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Morbid, the Lords of Ire, new indie Souls-like that was released today on PC, Xbox, PS5, and I believe Switch as well. It is the sequel to Morbid, the Seven Acolytes, which was a 2D, and this game has adopted the 3D art style and graphics. So that is pretty impressive. We did play the demo about 4 months ago in January, I believe. It did release in December, and then by the time I got to it, it was January. Checking all the settings here, and we're about to hop in. Let's see. For ages, the stoic warriors of Reinhold were the noble watchmen of the wintry mountains. With pride and vigilance, they guarded the mountain passage between Moria and Ire. Alas, the reign of Reinholdians ended when the curse of the ravenous fell upon them, cast by the Gahars and triggered by their own heedless deeds. The curse devoured the tribe entire. Reinhold fell under the sway of Gahars, with accursed warriors, both living and dead, doomed to forever roam their snowbound lands. So this looks like it's going to be the same area from the demo.
I sense darkness. The second advent of the great corruptors is upon us. Rise anew, striver. Adhere to your sacred duty once more. For
Okay.
all our sake.
So same area as the demo. I have gone through the demo about 3 separate times, including once recently because they patched the demo recently with some different stuff in there. So it was good to refamiliarize myself with everything. Um, so it's going to be a pretty cool game. I feel like nothing huge that really stands out, other than the insanity system, which is kind of interesting. We will go into that. Um, so we're going to be coming up on a bonfire pretty soon, our first little bonfire. But this is basically the tutorial area. So we have R1 for attacks. R2 does a rage breaker, which we'll get into that. L1 blocks, as it's going to tell us here in a second. Yep. And perfectly time block restores stamina, and you can actually, these are kind of hard to deflect, but you can deflect those arrows back at this guy. That actually does a ton of damage. But as you can see too, the just like sidestepping ever so slightly, even though we're walking slow, because we're guarding and we're walking slow in the snow. Those archers are not very accurate. So this is our first shrine. We can meditate. Not sure why there's a loading screen on just meditating, but it is what it is. Here we want to pick up our coordinate shard to get an extra heal for the permanent healing item, the refillable Stone of Debrom. So these Cardinor shards increases the number of charges. So square to use the Stone of Debrom. We are playing on PS5 here. Like I said, it's on a number of other platforms. Just want to check here. That's not what it is. Everything should be laid out the same as the demo. So there is a posture system, those blue bars. Once they lose their posture, you're able to do a blow like that. Oh, that's interesting. That guy didn't die at the end of the critical blow. I thought they normally did. They must have gave them a little more health, maybe? Interesting. So that big door is a shortcut that we're going to be opening in a few minutes here. Okay, so Rage Breakers. The reticle turns orange, and you need to do an R2 attack to break them out of that. That's actually the only way that you can break them out of a range breaker. If they are enraged, you can still block attacks. This is a shortcut. You can still block and parry attacks, but there is another attack that some of these enemies do that I believe is kind of like a perilous attack. I haven't tried to. I think I have tried to parry it, and it has not worked out well, so I'm assuming it's kind of one of those unblockable attacks. So interesting here as well that we have two separate dodge mechanics. We have a dash and we have a roll. Now, from my experience with the first boss, there's actually good reason to use both of those. Like some of his attacks are good to use a dash on, and then others are good to roll. Mainly because you get more distance when you do a roll, so you might not be able to follow up right away. So, talking about quick slots here, up for the Stone of Debrom and left and right. These do get automatically assigned to slots in the inventory. So the big fat grub, when food is scarce, you eat what you can. Irene Maggot's taste discussion, especially if they're recently filled up putrid cadaver, may not get over the taste and the texture, but solace in being a decent source of protein. That's pretty nasty. But anyway. So yeah, the dash and roll, certain, like I was saying, certain maneuvers are better to use in certain situations. Okay, so we can open the shortcut here. Second, and we got the rust knuckles. You can swap between two equipped weapons, which there's no. These are kind of fast, pretty cool. There's actually no weight consideration in the game, so you don't need to worry about that. So we open up this little shortcut right here. And there we go. Okay, there is an item over there that we'll get in a second. Now we can sneak up on people, which is nice. Always appreciate the stealthiness. Looks like she just stabbed him in the ass. Butt stabs are always good, I guess. Now this is a new enemy. This enemy wasn't here, actually, the first time I ran through the demo. Like I said, they did patch the demo recently and changed a few things, and that was one of them. Added that new enemy in here. So to show the weapons too, damage is damage, speed is how fast it swings, agility is how much stamina it uses, and impact is directly affects the posture of the enemy. So you can see the rust knuckles are actually better from an impact perspective and speed and agility. Now the perfect blocks are, at least for me, kind of tough to do. I've done it a few times by accident. So you see this rhythm of, you hit a couple times, they get enraged once their posture's gone, and then you have to knock them out of that enraged state. Oops, got attacked twice there. These guys block with their wings too, which is kind of funny. Oh, he got me again. So here's where we can drop down and hit this item. I think this is a fire shroom. Yep. Okay. Fire shrooms and ice shrooms are buffs to your weapon. have different effects, and we'll go into that in a little bit. But right now, we're going to learn about parrying, or riposting, anyway. This is kind of a parry and a riposte in the same action. So while you block one before the enemy hits, you do R1 like that. Yeah, there we go. Another one. Got him. Guy seems a little scary, but they're not too bad. In groups, they're rather dangerous, but they're not that bad. One-on-one. Good old bridges that are always safe in Souls games, right? That one was, but this one certainly is not. Got Archer up there. So what I do normally, ooh, come in here to avoid Archer fire. Come on, buddy. Oh, what is? Oh God, what is happening to the frame rate? Oh, I could. That is unfortunate. Could not see what was going on, and the frame rate dipped dramatically right there. That was nuts. Just take a minute to run back over there. So, but yeah, this game should be pretty cool. I enjoyed the demo. Gonna pretty much run by everything here. Actually, I think I missed where I could go into the building here. Yeah. Oh well. Gonna run the long way, I guess. It's all good. We'll have to assess if the game needs a walkthrough once we complete it. And unfortunately, this may be the only video I'm able to put out today for the game. Tomorrow, I'm gonna try and do 2 of them because we may be able to wrap up Reinhold in 2 more episodes. And I'll try and do that tomorrow so that Sunday we can hop straight into the new full game content. So this is kind of a lengthy area, so there's actually a hidden boss which I didn't find initially on my playthrough of the demo, but I found it on the last attempt that I did. So it seems like there's potentially going to be hidden bosses in the areas. There we go. Much better. So there is not, I should mention while we're getting skill points here, there is not a way to level specific stats in the game. The way you're going to kind of level up your character is actually through skill points, which there is no skill tree. Basically, the way you level up is through blessings. You have 8 blessings that you can equip, or 8 blessings total, 3 that you can equip at once. These things explode. So basically, you use your skill points to first unlock the other 2 blessing slots, and then it's rather pricey. It costs 10 skill points to level up your blessings. So each blessing has 3 levels that you can level them up to. So we're going to the Hall of Redemption, formerly known as the Cathedral of Wrath. Hall of Redemption is the commemorative hall where the last driver defeated Inquisitor Odious and redeemed Moria. Today, the hall serves as a hub for weary travelers who seek to better themselves and their equipment and simply yearn for the shelter from the morbid world outside. So this is essentially our hub area. Several parts of it looked like they were kind of closed off in the demo, but especially right now. But a couple parts a little bit later on do open up. So talk to this guy.
You made it back, Striver. What news from Rhymehole? So, it is as I feared. The great corruptors are among us once more. The Gahars have returned. They have seized the 5 factions of Ire, of which Rhymehole is but one. Few can fathom the severity of this ruse, and fewer still dare to oppose it. You must traverse the land of Ire and defeat the servants of the devious deities. Slay the new Acolytes, the 5 fallen Lords of Ire, and rid the Gahars of their flesh. Here in the Hall of Redemption, you have allies who can aid you on your journey. I suggest you go talk to them now. Return to me once you've done so.
Okay. So only a couple spots right now. That door will open later. Only a couple spots right now that we can go. Talk to 2 of the NPCs here. So we got Distilled Darkness. We will look at all the items in a second here. There are a couple items in here. Ooh, come on. So we got a rune. We'll go into that stuff in a couple minutes here. If not in this episode, definitely next episode. Okay, calming capsule. That has to do with the sanity meter, which is to the left of the health and stamina bar at the upper left. We'll go into that stuff too. So, ice shrooms. Ice hits stack until the target freezes. Very recognizable with their caps completely covered in a thick layer. The freezing temperature of the mushroom destroys the cells of living organisms. Touch. It's a powerful tool. Ice shrooms. Now, these hits have increased impact and can breach enraged enemies. So, different effects from the different shrooms here. Very few know of the shrooms' powerful effect when they're properly applied to a weapon. So like I said, these are the weapon buffs we have so far. And did Big Fat Grub, and with Distilled Darkness you can turn invisible. Essence of a Skull Demon preserved on such a way utilized by mere mortals. So basically, you can turn invisible. If you move around, it's like any other Souls game. Like, they will know where you are. And then the Calming Capsule actually regenerates sanity. You vanquish nearby specters and stun other enemies. So with the sanity system, I did make a video on this previously. But basically, you do the vision in that is extremely disturbing. It's like the screen goes all purple, and it's kind of crazy. But you do more damage. Enemies can resurrect themselves into specters if you slay them. There's a chance of that happening, and yeah. And then there's the other side of the coin, the other side of the meter, where you can be completely enlightened, which I have not had a chance to test that, so I'm not sure exactly how that works. But hopefully the game gives a tutorial on that, because the demo certainly did not do that. I kind of had to test things out and kind of find out that stuff for myself.
Greetings, young one. I sense your intentions to be benign. My name is Jan, the Blessed One, and I wish to aid you. I see you are familiar with the blessings of Magracias. Yet you are completely oblivious to their full potential. I can help you unearth the true power of the blessings. Listen closely.
Okay. Blessings of Magrathias improves driver herself. Can toggle the composition of your active blessings in the shrine menu. Talk to Jan to acquire and upgrade blessing slots with skill points. Level of the blessing slot determines the effects of the blessing placed. So right now we have a health one that we can do, that's what we're going to select. There is the stamina one too. Once we get 5 skill points, we'll be unlocking the second slot. But if we try and upgrade this, you can see it's cost 10 skill points.
Always pays the better oneself.
But you see that it actually has each blessing itself has 3 upgrade tiers. So weapons actually have, at least in the demo, they have 3 upgrade tiers as well. I don't know if they go beyond that. We'll have to see when we get into the rest of the full game here. Don't think, yeah. The other NPC, you have to go this way. I was thinking there was a way down to him that way, but I don't think there is. We gotta go down here. Talk to this guy who looks like Jack Black.
Greetings, Striver! My name is Professor Maximus. You might be familiar with my world-renowned encyclopedia, Morbid. I used to edit the book myself, but my knees aren't what they used to be. Nor is my belly. I could really use your help in documenting the Land of Ire in all its horror. Here, have a copy of the Codex, and we'll fill it in together.
Okay, so this is essentially like a bestiary, which is very cool. Now, we have not met any acolytes or monstrocities yet, but the underlings, if we look here, this gives resistances and weaknesses for each one that we come across. So the Reinhold Ravenous, they're resistant to ice shrooms, but weak to critical blows. Skin Gatherer, because they have those big things on their back, they're resistant to backstabs. And these things their weakness is fire shrooms and resistant to ice shrooms. And these little guys are weak to the Spectre
Also,
Blaster, which we're going to get right now.
I want you to have my trusty Spectre Blaster. Since retiring, I've been using it mainly as a back scratcher. I trust you'll have better use for it. So then, let's get to it. Here's your first assignment. I'll write it down in your quest log, lest you forget.
Okay. We need to slay Grom. That was the hidden boss that I just found recently
Many years
in Reinhold.
ago, a raving herd of rotten rejects wandered off to Reinhold. Unfortunately, as was to be expected, the mindless giants all starved or froze to death in the wild. All except for Grom, who's since become a legend as the sole surviving giant still residing on the mountain. I've concluded that eating the flesh of his frozen kin has kept him alive, but has likely inflicted him with the curse of the ravenous. Confirming this hypothesis would make for a remarkable entry in my Morbid menagerie.
Okay. So it's
Should you come across the wretched creature, Grom, slay it, and report your findings back to me. Greetings, Don't get eaten, bitten, stung, crushed, mauled, or shredded, and you'll be fine.
Okay. So the only time you can look at the menagerie is if you're at the shrine or talking to that guy. So it probably is worth, as we come across new enemies, each time you stop at a shrine to look at the menagerie to see what new enemies are weak to. Okay.
So then, let me elucidate. The ruler of Rimehold, General Morio, was once a noble war leader. But when the Gahars possessed her, she turned into a ferocious beast. Return to Rimehold, slay the man-eating acolyte, and rid the Gahars of her flesh.
Okay. So that is the first boss. That's the one we took out in the demo. One wasn't too bad. So as you can see, now we have more options for the menagerie and for our blessings. You can do all that stuff here, like I was saying. So now we're going to travel back to Reinhold's Hollow of Huts. All right, so I think we are going to call this one here for now. Like I said, this is probably the only one I'm going to get out today, and we'll have 2 tomorrow. So hopefully you all enjoyed. This should be a fun series. So hopefully you're doing well. Stay tuned. More coming at you. Take care.